Hello, this is Jan from SmartGuide. As my presentation was a bit late at the Kuršumlija tourism convention, and many of you could not make it, and some others asked whether I could send you the presentation so that you can share it with your colleagues, because you found it relevant. So please allow me to recap it once more in this form. I was the only foreigner at the convention, and honestly, there are not too many international, let alone overseas travelers around Serbia outside of Belgrade. Yet, Serbia has so many world-class tourist attractions and good quality services. So it definitely deserves a higher share of international and overseas tourists. SmartGuide is a platform for digital travel guides and smart destination management that helps already 7 national tourism boards and a few hundred of local tourism boards, destinations, attractions to attract more independent and international travelers, inspire them to visit even the less visited places, thanks to interesting stories, and engage them to stay longer. The live guides made our visit to the Devil's Town much more interesting experience, introducing the geology behind these rock formations as well as the local legends. But imagine if you came just by yourself and did not have this guide, or if you did not speak Serbian like myself. There are QR codes for web that has some basic information, but in most of the places there was no mobile signal, and honestly, I did not even have local data, so I could not access it. So you can imagine that a foreigner visiting the Devil's Towers without this information, they will take a few photos, but they will not be as impressed and as connected to the place as you are. Now imagine you could have the same experience that we had with a live tour guide on your phone, in your own language, with the geolocation showing you exactly where to go, and it worked even offline if you don't have network coverage or local data. So that's the essence of SmartGuide. The SmartGuide app turns every phone into an engaging personal guide. It guides you whenever it suits you, at your own pace, outside of the crowds, and tells you stories from local guides about the places you visit in your own language, and also can be fully offline. So, roaming charges can be high in Serbia. We have just launched the guide in Serbia with a few basic places and some AI descriptions. And we already guide visitors in Belgrade, as you can see on the heat map of our users. But you are the local experts. You know best what's interesting about your destinations. So I'd like to invite you to join me and present the best of your destination to the 1.5 million travelers that are already on SmartGuide, and more to come. It is easy. All the technology is ready-made. So you can save lots of budget developing your own apps. If you have interesting travel content available, you can use the content management system to turn it into a professional app in just a few hours yourself, completely for free. Let me show you how to do that. So first, go on this website that you see in the bottom right corner, or you can click there from just the main website of SmartGuide. There you will register, create your account, choose your destination from the list. And then you can just easily edit the description, upload nice photo, as here I show on the example of Pazin in Croatia. And then you go on the map and choose the places of interest from the map. You can also define what is the area where, when the visitor steps into this area based on GPS, they will receive the information about such place. But if you don't do it, there is some default circle around the place. And then you fill in again the descriptions. You can add some practical information, website, and so on, opening hours, and images, even short videos for this place. And when you do that, it will automatically record the text as audio using the best text-to-speech. You can listen to that. It's usually pretty good. But if you have your own audio files, you want to make it even better, you can just upload an MP3 file to use it as audio. You create multiple places like this across your destination, and then you can create a tour which connects some of these places. And there's a bit of navigation, and that's basically the equivalent of what you would give to your visitors when they come to the visitor center and ask you, I have 2 hours here in Pajin, what should I do, where should I go? So you give them the map. So you can define it here, the recommended tour, how to walk around the destination. And then you will get a QR code which you scan, and that will give you preview of your guide on your phone. So no one else can see it, only you. You test it, see that everything works well, and then you request to publish. And your guide is ready. So really in a few hours, you can have such a very nice, professional, useful guide. And immediately when you publish it, we will start promoting the destination as a tip for trips from nearby destinations. So not only in Serbia, but we also have lots of users due to some partnerships in Croatia, and we work as an official guide of Sutjeska National Park in Bosnia. So these travelers will see your destination, and when they like the guide at some point of interest, they can easily share it with their friends using WhatsApp or social media. And we will also support you with some collaterals for the marketing to inform travelers. And SmartGuide works on all levels. It's very flexible technology. So we can do a guide, for Serbia. Then within Serbia, you can have a regional guide. On a regional guide, you can have maybe self-guided driving tour across the region. On this tour, you visit different places, different cities. When you get to a city, you can basically double click and get a full city guide. Within this city guide, maybe you will have walking tours. And so you walk around and you have different points of interest in the city. Maybe like here in this example, we have a zoo. And again, if you make a detailed guide for the zoo, you can double click on that and you get the full guide, telling you about every individual animal. Or it can be a museum, and you can get information about each exhibit. So indoor, SmartGuide works on QR codes, Bluetooth beacons, NFC, outdoor based on GPS. And you can have all different types of tours. You can have driving tours, bus tours, cycling tours, walking, obviously, but also the indoor tours. And you can include all and promote all kinds of tourist services, not only the attractions, which are the main part, but you can include shopping, you can add restaurants and accommodation, nightlife, and we automatically link to get your guide to get the best local experiences from local tour guides so that you can directly, or the travelers can directly book it through API. And we developed a personalization engine similar to Netflix or Spotify. That if you use or watch YouTube, YouTube knows what type of videos you like, and it will give you recommendations. So we did exactly the same just for travel content. So if you just write a content like this traffic light tree in London, the AI will go through the content and it will understand what the content is about, like sightseeing, art, and sculpture, and maybe some other things to some degree. And then as the user interacts with the content, we build up their interest profile, which is unique for every user. So when we know what each place is about and what the user likes, we take the not popular places, not amongst the top 10, and we give personalized recommendations to each traveler on these hidden gems. So then everyone in the guide will see the must-sees, which of course nobody wants to miss, but then they will see also these hidden gems that are relevant for them, which of course makes the experience more interesting, more personal, but also it helps to spread the crowds. And we take care of all the app maintenance, updates, and even end user support. So in short, you don't have to worry about anything. And it's very new technology, all very reliable, cloud-based, scalable. So you don't have to worry about some server, going out. And because we provide this maintenance, unlike your own application, it gets quite costly to update. We update it all the time. So, you have this sustainability guaranteed, even if you get it from some grant project that requires 5-year sustainability. Now, if you like this and you just think that maybe it's quite expensive solution, then I have good news for you. Everything that I covered so far is free. So you can make the guide by yourself in the content management system for free, and we guide the tourists for free. However, if you have some budget, we can help you to make even better content, and we also have some additional, more advanced services. So let me guide you through that. So for example, you can by yourself add very easily language translations manually, but we can also use AI to translate your entire guide, all the tours, all the places, including audio, into another language. And why this can be helpful? Normally, you maybe have your guides in Serbian, English, maybe some of you have one more language, but because it's very difficult to keep 10 different language translations up to date, and it's expensive. But if you can do this with AI, and you can translate it into Romanian, Bulgarian, you can translate it into Italian, and so on, all of a sudden you expose these places and promote them to people from these countries who are searching in their own language. So we also publish all the content on a website. So when someone is searching in in Italian about places to visit in Serbia, if you do this, they will find it. And yes, the content, if it's AI translated, is not 100% correct. It's maybe 99% correct, but it's fine. As long, we always indicate if it's AI translation, we clearly tell the user, look, this is AI translated content. So we set the expectation right. Similar like in Google reviews, right? You can see that. And what we found out is that as long as the users are informed that it's AI translation, they don't mind if there is some, little bit, it's not perfect, because, it's much better for them to have 99% good Romanian guide than a perfect English guide if they don't speak English. And then you can also see in the data, because this is super easy, super fast, cheap to do. And then you can see in the data how many people use it in different language. And based on this data, you can decide to upgrade to a human translation. You can sponsor the guide to offer offline download. That's a paid function, so you can have it ready for all the visitors, and then we will promote you as the guide sponsor. And we can also feature your entire destination so that we make it more visible within Serbia, but also within the 500-kilometer range. So for people in other countries that are nearby, you will be amongst featured destinations, much more visible, also highlighted on the map. So this can help you attract more travelers. And so far, I mainly talked about the application, but SmartGuide also has a web version, call it a web preview, with where we can put automatically, we put all the public content on our website, but we can also put this on your website. So on your website, you can have just a small, in the menu, you can have a digital guide item, and then you put there just one line of code. And the script will automatically build up this guide with interactive map and the places and tours and everything directly on your website, which of course is good because that helps you with the SEO when people are searching for this. And people, very often people plan on their desktop, so they can find it, and then they smoothly transition into the app with the same content. And it's fully synchronized. So if you make change to one place, you update description in the content management system. You can do that yourself. It automatically gets into the application and the web as well. We also can support if you have a tourist card, promote it, show which places are included and link to your website where tourists can buy the card. And we also have different kinds of interactivity to make the guide more engaging, including quizzes, surveys. But we also, the fun part is augmented reality experiences, which normally costs lots of money to develop. We have a ready-made functionality for that. So if you have some 3D model, animated 3D model, we can, of some maybe building that existed before, doesn't exist anymore, we can put it in the guide so visitors can see it at least virtually. But even if you have some historical photograph like this invasion from Russia in 1968 in Prague, if you can put this photo in exactly in the right place where it took, where it was taken from, the visitor will, they feel more like they understand what actually happened on the photo, and it's more immersive. And last but not least, we know everything that's happening in the app, so we can share with you detailed analytics about the users, how many use it, which channels they came from, so you can track effectiveness even of your campaigns, which is normally difficult to do. What is their demographics, where they come from, which languages they use the content in, what are the most popular places, which content they like, which they don't. And we also have very accurate heat maps of their movements through the destination. It's based on GPS, so it's really precise on street level. So you know exactly which streets they take, and you can check how they behaved maybe on a weekend when you had some celebration, or how Germans behave differently from Serbians or from Macedonians. Or what are the different patterns in the summer and the winter, so that you can really identify how people explore the destination based on data, not based on what they say. And you see maybe where you have some gaps that you can cover. So that enables you to do smart destination management. So there is a lot more, but I don't want to bother you with all the details. So if you would like to explore how SmartGuide can boost international and independent tourism in your destination, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions and help you choose the solution that best fits your circumstances. So together, let's put Serbia on the bucket list of international travelers.